Hi, everyone. It's Andy from Foco Academy. And today I'd like to kick off a series about working on your thoughts and, your energies to help with what's going on inside your body. And I have a very special guest today, and her name is Crystal Hinton, and she's a RN. She's a registered nurse. And of course, she's also a theta healer, which combines both her medical knowledge and her intuitive knowledge to help others with everything that's going on. So how are you, Crystal?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here with you again. I always have so much fun. Yeah.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. You always get the best of me out of me. Anyways, the first question I'm going to have for you, just to get everyone a better feel of what, about all this energy that's going on around us and inside us, is intuitively, can you tell us a little bit more about the body?
Okay, sure. Absolutely. So, our body is, really, it is a walking miracle. We do know that, it's doing all of these things without our conscious awareness and knowledge. So science has at least taught us that, that we have all these systems and processes, but it really is way deeper than that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Your body is smart. It's like really, 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 really smart. And it's always listening to you. All right. Mm-hmm. And this is how, this is why your thoughts really affect your body, because every cell in your body is listening to the words that you say and what you think, and in turn responds to those words. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it listens to what you say, and it just tries to help either by going along with what you're saying, or if your body and your cells know, like, oh my gosh, this is really heavy. This is a heavy topic. We feel stressed out. If you feel stressed out emotionally, mentally, then your body's going to start storing that energy and storing those different things that are stressors that maybe you're not coping with. And so then your body is like always trying to communicate with you. And we know, scientifically, we can look at, just the process of being hungry, and we get cravings. And this is your body speaking to you, trying to communicate, that it wants something in particular to nourish itself so it can produce different hormones and neurochemicals and different things like that. But it goes way deeper than that. Even your body is trying to communicate with you. And even when it comes to disease and disorders and those types of things, your body is still trying to communicate with you. It's saying, hey, there's a problem. Hey, there's something that we need to address. And so, we need to actually begin to go into our body to see what's going on and understand it on an intuitive level so that we can find resolution and gain wellness again.
Wow, that's a lot of information. And I think that's actually really cool how you're saying that our body is always talking to us, because your example is perfect. But I think a lot of people misinterpret the messages. Like, for instance, when you say you're hungry, a lot of times it may not necessarily mean you're hungry. Your body could be telling you that you're missing a particular vitamin or something. Like, to say you've been low on vitamin C, your body's saying, hey, I'm very tired. I'm sniffling today, boost me with some vitamin C. But of course,
absolutely,
you sense that as hunger and you're eating a bunch of hamburgers and French fries. Guess what? That's not going to help, right? So,
agreed.
So, the body has so many messages it uses to talk to you. And I think it's very important, like you said, intuitively, how do you know what the body actually wants? So why don't you tell us a little bit more about that? So how would you interpret what your body is telling you?
Absolutely. So, my favorite way, of course, is going to be theta healing. Theta healing is an energy healing modality where we connect to the creator or God or just a higher power, and we allow ourselves to receive that guidance and have greater understanding. But it's, from outside of our perspective, because sometimes, when you're in your own head, you're blind to what you're blind to, and it's hard to get those clear answers. But when you go outside of yourself, and especially to, higher power, you're going to get that perfect clarity from a place of everything is possible. There are no limits. And that's really important when it comes to getting the answers and what actions and steps you need to take moving forward, is that it needs to come from love and infinite possibility. So, in theta healing, like for me personally, I just go up, I connect into the theta brainwave and begin to speak with the creator. And then I will go into the body. So if I'm working on myself, I'll just go into my own body and see and go into that particular area and just start talking with my body literally and asking the cells, what's going on? Why is this happening? What do you need? Okay. And just simply by opening that conversation, then you begin to hear those answers, or you receive those answers from that creative force, from, divine inspiration. And so you understand what it is that your body is doing, and in regard to like inflammation, having that information is so imperative. So we can decide if it's a toxin that's causing inflammation, or if it's an emotional state that's causing inflammation, and then begin to understand how do we unravel, either of those stories. But even intuitively, we go and we connect into the body, the energy body. So, you have your physical body and you have your energy body, and they're an exact duplicate of each other. And what happens is when you change your energy body, you change your physical body. Okay. And if you get toxins in your physical body, it changes your energy body. All right. So they work hand in hand. But when we go into the energy body, it's everything. So every organ, all of that. And these organs have different baseline thoughts and feelings that they hold. So like when we look at the liver is associated with anger, or maybe excess anger. And when there's excess anger and you're not processing those emotions, then they get stored in the liver. Or like when we look at the kidneys, it can be dealing with criticism and all the criticism that we're just kind of absorbing and taking on instead of disregarding or releasing. It'll go into the kidneys and start, causing different problems with the kidneys. Same thing with like the lungs. The lungs are supposed to be like happiness and joy. But when you have experienced a lot of grief, that can get stored in the lungs and then start having lung difficulty. And, it was funny because I had worked with a client who had gotten, our not so favorite virus. And she developed a lot of like inflammation and stuff in her lungs. That was how it presented. But her background was grief and having the loss of a loved one who was really close to her. And so we started working on those issues, and she like got so much better, so much faster. So, we can figure out what's the energy in the organs and then start to resolve those thoughts and those feelings and those paradigms that's affecting them. So it's super, super fun to work intuitively with the body, because you just are so well informed, about what you have been doing, what you really don't need to do anymore, and what you can do moving forward. So it's very, very, very empowering. And it leaves you feeling like you have the answers instead of questioning and wondering like, okay, is this going to come back again? So working intuitively with yourself is very helpful. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So from my understanding, you have two bodies, right? Everyone talks about the physical body. This physical body is just who you are, like everything that you put into your body, how you work out, how you eat, you're exposed to, everything is happening to your physical body. And from what I'm understanding, tell me if I'm wrong, you got an energy body that almost mimics like exactly same as a physical body. So whatever you're doing, if you're hurting the physical body in one particular way, it actually mirrors the same condition on the energy body.
Yes.
And you can actually get into the energy body, and that's how you're actually talking to your body, because now you know what to say. If you got a lot of criticism and like that's affecting your kidneys, and I was that one stuck with me because I know that I'm very big into diabetes and stuff like that. So I'm very big into blood sugar and stuff like that. And kidneys is, once your kidneys start failing, it's downhill from there. Yeah. But it's sort of interesting because if you're going regular Western medicine, you're constantly criticized by you're not working out enough, you're not eating right, you're not moving, you're eating this, you're eating that, or you're not eating this, and you're constantly getting criticism. And the last thing you want is making the kidneys worse. So to me, that's sort of like, well, in that case, it'd be sort of interesting that the Western doctors know some of that criticism may not be actually that beneficial, for the patient, right? Yeah. I think that is for sure very useful information. on the energy side. So that's really interesting way for you to break into our first session about, intuitively how the body works and how it talks to you. Because like I thought that is like, wow, it's like, hey, what's going on? And you're gonna hear a voice, hey, what's going on? So that's sort of interesting to figure out that you actually almost have two bodies that are married to each other, and they're just constantly talking to each other. Because I know, like you said, your body is always communicating with you. It just matters if can you communicate with it, and are you getting the right messages? I think that is really, really important. So we talked about the whole energy body today. So we're going to leave that at that. Everyone's just going to have a little bit of think about what we just talked about today. So next week, we're going to talk a little bit more about energy and how it really influences your body, and, the differences between negative energy and positive energy, and how to interact with each other. Or even, I imagine you're going to teach us how to quench some of that negative energy with some positive energy.
Yeah, for sure. And be able to distinguish.
Awesome. Yes. This is all very new to me. I'm very excited, and that's why I want to share this to the viewers, because it's just something that a lot of people need to understand, is like our bodies and our minds are so interconnected.
Yes.
You just need to know how to connect them properly, so you can really understand what's going on at a deeper level, rather than waiting for your doctor to say this is wrong, and you should have known long ago because your body was giving you messages, you just weren't interpreting them.
Yeah, and that that they can work together instead of working against each other.
Exactly.
Which is so important, because your body is your friend and it wants to help you, and it doesn't want to be seen as the enemy. But so much time, in like the Western culture and our tendency is like, your body is your enemy, your body is not helpful, it doesn't listen, and so we really need to change those thought processes and paradigms, because they are detrimental. And I'm so excited to talk to you about that next week.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Crystal.
You're welcome.
So excited for next week's episode. I think people's going to get blown away with everything you're going to share with them. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.